Rodríguez has given the country the great pride in the way he led his national team in the World Cup. And it wasn't just the 6 goals he scored at the World Cup, it was the way he scored them. And of course, that one fantastic goal against Uruguay in the last 16 of the tournament that I'm sure we won't get sick of seeing time and time again, which was voted the goal of the tournament. Fantastic piece of football as he turned, placed the ball on his left foot, that magic left foot that we're going to become used to seeing on Real Madrid TV and in the Santiago Bernabeu this season, and he smashed the ball into the top of the net. I'd say there's maybe as many Colombian shirts as Real Madrid shirts out there in the stands. Most people have got a yellow shirt or a white shirt on. Scenes of joy. The crowd estimated at just over, shade over 30,000 there tonight. Half the stadium is open there for the people to come in, free of charge of course, for the people to come in and enjoy these moments, become a traditional part of the summer in Madrid, to welcome these fantastic signings, the best players in world football coming to ply their trade in the Santiago Bernabeu. And we can expect great things from this player, James Rodríguez. He'll be wearing that number 10 shirt, famous number 10 shirt in world football, of course, worn by such legends as Pelé and Diego Maradona. Also worn by some legends in Real Madrid. Ferenc Puskás, perhaps the first to wear it between 1958 and 1966. In the same team as Alfredo Di Stefano, when Real Madrid, of course, started winning those Champions Leagues, those what was called the European Cup in those days, in the early 60s. Alfredo Di Stefano, sorry, wore the number 9 in those days. Puskás number 10. But since then, in the modern era of football, since squad numbers came in and players were actually handed a specific number, we've seen some great players in that number for Real Madrid. Seen people like Michael Laudrup, who came here in 1994, played here for 2 seasons at the Bernabeu. What a fantastic player he was. He wore the number 10 shirt, a shirt that's always related to being a special number on the pitch, because it's more often than not the player who provides great ball skills, great assists, great passing, sometimes just behind the front 2 or the front forward player on the football pitch. And another example of that was Luis Figo, who came to Real Madrid, special signing for Real Madrid, of course, from rivals Barcelona. He came in 2000. He wore the number 10 shirt as well. So very important for James Rodríguez to understand and to know the kind of names that he's following in. Puskás, Laudrup and Figo, what a trio of names that is. Now we have someone on the pitch getting a little bit excited at the occasion. Just came on the pitch to get a little closer to his hero. And there's a nice moment. James Rodríguez looking after what is almost definitely going to be a fellow compatriot of his, making sure he's got a football, one of the balls that he's kicking into the crowd. And unfortunately, that of course has just led to somebody else coming onto the pitch and trying the same. think James will have to move on pretty sharpish. People getting a little bit excited here at the Bernabeu, and why not? It's a great night for Real Madrid and for James Rodríguez. He's making sure that all the balls are going to the finding a decent home, finding a decent owner in the crowd. Where's he going to put this one? That's gone up high. Other more recent examples of players to wear that number 10, well, we've got Robinho, very tricky Brazilian player who played for Real Madrid from 2005, played in that shirt for 3 seasons. We got another player who played at the World Cup, Wesley Sneijder. He wore that number 10 shirt in 2007. He played 2 seasons in it as well. And then the last player to wear the shirt the season before last was Mesut Özil. Of course, another incredibly skillful player, great passer of the ball. He wore the number 10 shirt the season before last. And funnily enough, last season, the season of the 10th Champions League for Real Madrid, ironically enough, nobody had that number 10 shirt. It was locked away in the locker in the dressing room. Didn't have an owner, but it's been kept in reserve for James Rodríguez. He should look after it with great care and attention this season as he embarks on a new chapter in his career for Real Madrid. Also worth mentioning that a few players in the current Real Madrid squad had their eye on the number 10. Jesse Rodríguez used to wear it as a youth team player, and he wanted to wear it as well in the first team. And of course Luka Modric, he wears it for Croatia, and he also put in a request to wear number 10 in the next season for Real Madrid, but they had other ideas. They knew this man was coming. It's been talked about for perhaps the last 10 days, maybe up to 2 weeks, since towards the end of the World Cup there was a possibility, and here he is today. It's happened fairly quickly, surely for him. For James, it's obviously come around very quick. But the day has arrived where he signed for the club that he always dreamed of signing for. Club he supported as a boy. In Colombia, grew up in the town of Ibagué in central Colombia. He was actually born in a smaller town called Cúcuta in Colombia, and started his career in Colombian football. Playing for Envigado there in 2006, 2007. Played for there for 2 seasons before making the step up. He went to play in Argentina for Banfield, famous club in the Argentinian top league. He actually won a league there, won the Liga Apertura in Argentina in 2009. He was also given an award there as the best young player that season in 2009 in Argentina, when he played 30 games for Banfield. Managed to get 4 goals that season. He got 5 goals overall for Banfield, but he did enough in that time to make the step up to European football. And FC Porto of Portugal brought him over to Europe, where he started in 2010. Played 3 seasons for Porto. And worth pointing out, it's where he first started winning some honours. He won 3 Portuguese leagues, won a Portuguese Cup, 3 Portuguese Super Cups. He also won individual honours there in Portugal. He was again the young player of the season in Portugal in 2012. And he did enough at FC Porto. He also won a Europa League, came on in the final of the 2011 Europa League for Porto. And played that season for Porto, the season they won the Europa League, and they beat FC Braga 1-0 in the final. He came on a substitute on that occasion. So, at the age of 20, he was used to winning European trophies. So he moves into the centre of the Santiago Bernabéu pitch and soaks in the atmosphere, waves to the crowds. As I was saying, his time at Porto was very successful. He won the league every season at the club, won the Portuguese league, and starred for the team in those leagues, and that got him the big move last summer to Monaco in the French league. Monaco paid 35 million euros for him just last summer, as his career heated up a little bit more. Had a good season at Monaco. Scored 10 goals in total there last season for the French club. So it's no coincidence that at the age of 23 he finds himself on a day like today, an evening like it is in Madrid, signing for Real Madrid, current Champions League holders. But we must say it may not have happened if he hadn't had that special World Cup that he had. 6 goals in Brazil for his Colombian team. And as I mentioned before, that wonder goal, that special goal that was voted the goal of the tournament against Uruguay in the final 16. What a goal that was. We'll be seeing that for years to come. Special pictures there with his partner. And I think what will happen now is he will disappear underneath the stands at the Santiago Bernabéu, just getting the final photographs before we next see him in the press conference. Press conference is due to start in the next 10-15 minutes, and we will be back for that, giving you live coverage of the press conference and translations in English of James Rodríguez on his presentation at Real Madrid.
Bienvenidos a Lisboa, bienvenidos a la última parada para el Real Madrid en el camino de la 10ª. Es el momento que llevamos esperando 12 años. Arranca la final de la Champions 2013-2014. Luka Modric se va al área, directo. Ahí está Cristiano, la pega Cristiano. Courtois. Ahí está Cristiano, la pega Cristiano.
¡Oh, qué parada!
Courtois, córner. Cuidado, puede llegar a esta vez.
¡Ay, qué lástima! ¡Por Dios!
Cuidado que se mete por velocidad. Esta vez, fuera. Ojo el córner, ahora lo mete directo. Ahí está Modric, el remate.